Okay, so let's continue with our data management. So we'll move on to our last past paper, that is 2000. And so let's move on to our last past paper, that is 2021. Okay, 2021. Right, we can do it faster because it's a smaller paper as well. Right, question number 1. Consider the attributes and operations given below on student class in an object database. It's object database related question, and it's talking about a class. Okay, class. Attributes are given: F name, L name, registration number, birth date, address, gender. Data types are also given. Each student is attached to a department. That means there's an association between student and department. So one student belongs to one department, which is also defined as department class. You can assume that there's a class called department. Operations. So it's a class. Class can have operations. Find age, create student, delete student. And they have explained what is the meaning of that. Find age, calculate the student's age, possibly using student's date of birth and current date. Create student, that is sort of a constructor. Delete student, that is removing record. Define the class student using object definition language, ODL, with an appropriate object type for each operation to store above details. For each operation, you must decide the return type also. So remember, this is not a type, this is a class. Class can have your data or attributes and operations. You can have your own subtypes also. Right? You can have your own subtypes also. So that means these are your attributes. You have the data type also. You just need to put it into the correct syntax only. Then these are the operations. So first you can define a type with these data values. Then operation, you have 3 operations: find age, create student, delete student. You don't need to write the body, you just need to write the signature. Right? Possible, right? That means method name is same as this operation name. You just need to decide the return. So find age, it must return your age, right? Age. It must return int. So this must create student. So usually create student is insert. So there are of course nothing to return. So when you have nothing to return, we can return whether it's success or fail, Boolean result. Sorry, create student, you must return an object of student. Sorry, create, you must return an object of student, the object that you just created. For delete, of course, when you delete, nothing is there. So there you return true or false, whether the delete is success or delete is fail. So create statements, you must return object of same type. Other methods you must decide depending on your logic. But delete, you must return true or false or Boolean. So do we have department ID here? No department ID, but then how do you connect to the department class? Association. But department ID is not there. So I don't know whether we must worry about the association there. But they have mentioned about the association, maybe for the latter part, latter question. Okay. Right. So you should be able to write it, right? So define class, use the exact syntax, okay? So then your tuple, define your tuple with the data types and you can see department, type department. So that is a must, type department, okay? And the operations, the 3 operations: find age, integer, create student, student of the same type, because it's a constructor sort of a thing. Delete student, because if you have nothing to delete, So anyway, we need to delete something. So therefore, we delete Boolean. And that's it. And this is important. So these are the things that sometimes we don't specify. Association, you need to specify. Okay. It's like another data of this particular class. Okay. So this is something you can get the full marks if you have seriously studied this. Okay. These are the easier questions. Right. So this is also easy question. Actually, this paper is fairly easy. And this is the oldest paper. So the toughest paper was 2023, last year. Consider the use case given below and identify the most suitable NoSQL database model. That means whether key value, column family, document oriented, okay, graph based. Not only you need to specify which data type, which type of database you go, you need to justify. That means in detail you need to explain why. Right? At least two reasons you need to give, not just one reason. At least two reasons you need to explain. Justify means you need to explain. Right, this is the first one. Product catalog digital screen at Walmart shopping mall should allow. That is a digital screen, okay? Digital screen that anyone can use, right? Small digital screens. Should allow its users to view details about each product by scanning a barcode. So when you scan the barcode, digital screen show you the details. So that is, I have not seen this in Sri Lanka anyway. The database used in the shopping mall should store different information regarding each product. So when you scan, you must see different information about each product. So that means every product must have barcode. Maybe barcode is displayed in this rack, okay, in the corresponding place of the product. So you just scan it to see more details. You don't need to take it and read the details in the labels. You just scan it from your phone or whatever, or any other gadget they have given. You should see the details in your, not in your device, in the digital screen, okay, of the supermarket. Maybe a common screen, no, maybe there are several screens nearby. When the barcode on each product is scanned, all the information for a particular product needs to be accessed by the user. That means you must be able to access all the details related to that product. If it is electronic items, maybe manuals and so on, reviews. This database should provide an easy access to create new type of product contents, including images and videos. So it should not support not just the text, images and videos also. Right? What are the possibilities? So obviously not something like column family or whatever advancing. So simple thing is key value because it's different attributes. Maybe price this, date of manufacture this, right? Any other thing, right? Key and value. Okay, so that is the easiest. Usually product catalogs, shopping carts, we could go for key value, right? Key value. Okay. So then you need to justify your answer also. So this main reason for we go for key value is the flexibility. We can have different keys and different values for different product because there can be different type of products, right? Grocery item, pharmacy item, food item, electronic goods. So for those things, you need different type of data. So that is why relational database or table is not going to work. We need a lot of flexibility. So that flexibility is what we looking for when it comes to NoSQL databases. And also key value pair databases are the simplest. So therefore they are very efficient, very fast retrieval of data. Something like that you need to explain, right? You need to explain two reasons, not just one. That is why you need to read the question properly, right? Otherwise you just explain one question and come home. That means you lose marks, right? So the examiner has given you two possibilities. One is key value, other one is document. I think document-based database solution is also given. That means you don't need to give two. You just need to give one, right? But you need to give two reasons for that one. So the possibly why document oriented one is maybe it's because so many images, right? Other catalog and those things can be there, especially images, maybe videos related to product, promotional videos and so on. So maybe that is the reason they have taken one possibility as a document oriented, because document doesn't not necessarily means a PDF or something. It can be even in audio video. Or else you must go for key value. Key value. So document oriented because there are multimedia like things like catalog images, videos, and so on. Okay. Or you can even go for something like a mixture of those. Okay. Right. So whatever the approach, you need to justify. Right. C part. Consider the following SQL script. Consider the following SQL script. It's a create table statement. Create table statement. Including the primary key. That is employee. Then you have the account table. Right? Account table with primary key. Then there's another table called account transaction, where the primary key is transaction ID. That is transaction. Transaction amount, funds available, transaction date, transaction type, account ID, execution branch, right? So that should be the transaction for a particular account. Account ID is there, right? Yeah, account ID is there. This should be the foreign key. That is those are the transaction by each and every account. And this is the employee. I don't know why employee is there. Okay. What is the connection between employee and account? Maybe not a bank account then, right? Assign branch ID. Yeah, I don't know why. Then do we have employee here? Right? No employee here, right? So then what is the connection between employee and maybe this is someone who involved in this transaction. I don't know. Let's read it further. Assume that the table account transaction, the permitted transaction type is TXN type. TXN type. Are BP, CP, IN, DR, CP, and PP. Right? We don't know what are those, just some possibilities. Write the SQL script to enforce in addition to constraints called CK, type. An additional constraint called CK, type. That is the name of the constraint you need to use. On the table ACC transaction, that would be applied to check whether the transaction type of all the account transactions belong to any of the above. Right. That is super simple one. Check constraint be using in condition. I check txt type in these values in ports. Right. Simple as that. But you need to write an alter statement because table is already created. So therefore alter table, your table name, right? ACC transaction, then check TXN type in those values. Check TXN type in those values. So that is easy question. Okay. But make sure you write a alter table because table is already there. Okay. It's an additional constraint. So therefore table is already there. Right. Second one. Write a trigger name inactive accounts, use the same name, that checks the available balance and inactive time period. Available balance and the inactive time period of each account when insertion and update operations are performed. That trigger must be for both insert and update. Right? Both insert and update. On insert, comma update. On account table, trigger is written for account table. If the available balance is less than 1,000, right? If the available balance is less than 1,000 and inactive time period is greater than 10 years, that account will be automatically inserted into table called on hold account, which consists of three attributes: account ID, current balance, inactive period. Note, inactive time period, which is difference between current date and last active date, can be calculated using date diff. Inbuilt function which returns the difference between the two dates. So you can assume that there's a function called date diff. You must send the appropriate parameters. It will return the number of the time number of years between the two date values. And one of the date value you can send the six date, current date and last active date. So last active date is in which table? Count table. So last active date is in the account class. Okay. Right. So this is a little bit tricky question because you need to get that from account class, right? Your trigger is for ACC transaction. You are writing the trigger for this class, but you need to access this one also from account class. And you have two conditions also. First condition is uh, available balance must be less than 1,000 and inactive period is greater than 10 years. Both. Right? And I don't know why and, but that is what examiner has mentioned. And if both satisfy only, okay, you need to write that new record to the on hold accounts table. But this trigger is for the transaction table, right? ACC transaction table. Now, the challenge is this is a conditional thing. So, can we have uh, conditions in triggers? Let me open the note. I can't remember actually. I think that should be available. We should be able to do that. Do we have separating on four triggers? No, I think we had. No, right? BIT SEM3. Can we have condition in the triggers? Because it's a conditional trigger. And this is not trigger, this is stored procedure. But trigger also we can have those. So almost anything that you with stored procedures, you should be able to do it in trigger. That means we need to use if else. You don't need cursors. Yes, when you can use when condition, right? When condition in Oracle syntax. You can see for each row when like this. Or you can simply write if else in your body. That is also another option. Because in if else you can have if sorry between begin and end you can have if conditions, while loops and so on. Use either when condition or you write a if else here. Okay, if else here. Because you need to get the difference between current date and current date time and uh, difference between current date time and uh, last active date and see whether it is bigger than and see whether it is bigger than 10. Then you need to check whether the current balance is less than 1000. That also you can get using select statement because it is in the other table. Then you check whether if both are correct, uh, then insert this. Otherwise, don't do this. Okay, so let's see examiner's answer. Right, trigger this on insert and update. So this one is using slightly different syntax because different databases have different syntax. Okay, begin straight away to the insert without right. So that is strange. Yeah, I think the examiner's answer is not very specific. So this answer, I think this answer has issue because it just do a insert and do a select. So how can it work? So okay, so this is first doing a insert, then doing a select. So it has no connection. Okay, so ideally what you need to do is get the available balance. Yes, you need to write a select, get the available balance and date difference. Those things you can take it to a variable, and if those two variables do not satisfy our condition only, you need to write the insert. So you must have insert if else. I think this is incomplete answer because there's no connection between these SQL. Okay. And also the insert values are also not here. Okay. These must be the values without giving the name. Then account ID, current balance, inactive period. So inactive period also, how do you calculate? It is not given. Right? It looks like this is a little bit incomplete answer. Okay. So shall we ask ChatGPT to generate answer? Because we need if else. So you must get those values to variables and then check a if condition. Or you need to use when. Ah, yes. So this one is using the if condition. Create or replace trigger this after insert update for each row. You can see there's a variable called inactive period. So inactive period is date difference from current date and that date. Now we have if condition. new available balance is less than 1,000 and inactive period greater than 3,650 and then only you insert this. So I think this is better. Not better. The previous one has no condition. This one has proper condition. And check the if condition. I think this is better. Right? So you can, if you're interested in this solution, just take a screenshot of the question and paste it to the chat GPT. Chat GPT will give you the explanation. I think this is correct. And I feel like this is incomplete answer because you have isolated insert and select and no connection between those. So there must be, this must be above and not just a select statement. It must be something like this. It must be, of course, date difference, you can get it. Okay. So here they have assumed that available balance is there. I don't know whether the available balance is there. So therefore, this one is also not very good answer for me because ChatGPT has assumed that there's a value called available balance. I don't think there's a available balance here in this trigger. Rather, we should have write a select statement to get this. Okay. Into a variable. Okay. So anyway, examiner's answer is really fuzzy. I don't think examiner's answer will work at all. Okay. And so let's keep it as a little bit open question because I don't see any connection between if insert and this select. Maybe examiner has not typed those parts. I think we did this question, but anyway, we'll quickly do it. I think we did this in the class. The below given customer and accounts are two relations taken from database of a bank. The bank has three branches, Goal, Parndur, Moratua. The main branch of the bank is Moratua, right? And has access to the complete database. Moratua branch has full access, or Moratua head office. Each branch is given the right to maintain data about their customer and account details through replication data in their branches. Assume all the branches have their own database and maintain their data as synchronized distributed database systems. Right, so these are the data and tables. Customer table, accounts table, account number must be the primary key. Cust ID must be foreign key from the other table. Write the fragmented relation along with data for each branch. Now this is super critical. Write your fragmented relation using relational algebraic notation. But that is not good enough. You need to write down to that fragment which record comes. It is time consuming question because you need to write, right? You need to write which records are going to which fragment. Okay. Express the fragmentation condition using relational algebra. Of course, that is the default for each fragment. Right. So this is, so you need to write, right, where it's fragmented. Fragment must be for these things. Yeah, fragment is for this goal fragment, Parndur fragment, Morato fragment. Right? Because this is under D. Right. So that means you need to have two sigma conditions. One for Panadura, where branch is Panadura, another one branch is Goal, other one branch is Moratua. Okay, so that those are two sigma statements. Sorry, three sigma statement. Goal, Panadura, Moratu. This one we can keep as it is, right? You don't need to. I don't think you need to. Do we need to change have three segments for that also based on no, right? I don't think. Explain කරන්න යන fragment කරන්න ඕන විදිය. මේ තුනට වෙනම තියෙන්න ඕන කියලා විතරයි තියෙන්නේ. Yeah, we can fragment the customer table, but can we fragment the account table then? It has only customer ID. අමාරුවෙන් නම් fragment කරන්න පුළුවන් customer ID එකට අදාළ customer ගේ branch එක හොයාගෙන. ඔව් branch ID එක නැහැ නේද? No, this customer ID. Yes. Yeah, from customer you can go to the accounts. Fragment එක ලියන්න කියලා තියෙන මොකද්ද ඒක fragment එක ලියන්නේ මේ fragment තුන වෙන්නද බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ නේද? goal පාන්දුරු මොරටුව fragment තුන. Because these are not fragments. Maybe you can write sigma, the relevant fields, required fields from customer where branch is goal, other one branch is Panadura, other one branch is Moratu. Anything කරන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. හැබැයි Moratu එකේ ඔක්කොම තියෙන්න ඕනේ නේද? The main branch of the bank is located Moratu and has access to the complete database. Yes. So Moratu one you can just write a select all without where condition. But for goal and Panadura, make sure your where condition separate out the records. But Moratu don't use a sigma because it says Moratu need to access the complete database. Right. So that will be my sigma statements. Yes, sigma branch is all, and so this is another set of marks. You must show which data is in this table. Then next one. Why do we need the second one? Maybe you need details of the account also. Account details of ඉල්ලලා වගේ නේද? කියලා නෑනේ මේකේ. Write the fragment මේකද තීන හන්දක් දන්නේ නැහැ. Yes, I think because account table is also here, you need fragmentation of the account table also. So get the account, get the customer IDs in a particular branch. Then you join that to this table using the customer ID field. Customer ID field. Join කරන්න ඕන customer ID field එකට ඊට කලින් customer table එකෙන් ඒ අදාළ branch එකට අදාළ විතරක් ගන්න ඕනේ. ඒක හැම branch එකකම ලියන්න ඕනේ. Let's see what is the examiner's answer. Yes, sigma කරලා තියෙනවා goal වලට. ඊට පස්සේ join කරලා තියෙනවා customer account එක. join කරලා ආයි join කරන්නේ. Is it two answers or same answer? ACC1, ACC1. You need these details, right? Branch details in අනිත් table එකේ හන්දා තමයි join කරලා තියෙන්නේ. Right? Join කරලා තියෙන්නේ ආපහු. Because this is your expected output. So branch name is not here. නෑ customer එක branch name එකක් තියෙනවා නේ. එහෙනම් උඹලා join කරේ. Right? So these are all coming from the customer table. Why do you want to join? That is my question. මොකක් හරි එතකොට examiner join කරලා තියෙනවා. බලන්න join කරලා තියෙනවා නම් customer table එකේ නැති දෙයක් තියෙන්න ඕන. First name, last name, address, branch නෑනේ. branch එකක් මේක තියෙනවා. I don't know why the examiner has joined this. I have no idea. Because personally, I feel like you don't need to branch this. Yeah, it's a strange answer. It's a strange answer. So let's look at the second answer. Account number, account type, balance, customer ID, start date. මේකට නම් branch මේ join කරන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. ඔක්කොම ටික එකතැන තියෙනවා. Account number, account type, balance, customer ID, start date. So මෙතන branch join කරන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. One shot ගන්න. මේ ඇවිල්ලා මේකේ මේක run කරොත් result එක. හරි මේක ඔයා ලියන්නේ result එක. මේක ලියන්නේ මේක දිහා බලාගෙන. Because question says fragmented relation along with the data. Along with the data. So if you take this one as your SQL, this is the resulting data. මෙතන තියෙන goal අය විතරයි. ඔක්කොම ලියන්න එපා goal වලට ඔක්කොම එක එකට ලියුවා මැද. Right. So the Panadura branch only difference is now it is Panadura here. Okay, Panadura here. The third branch is Moratua. Moratua, you must be careful. Moratua is the head office. So don't sigma that. Moratua එක sigma කරන්න එපා. Moratua one is not right. You can see no condition. Sigma කරලාට තියෙන බොරුවට හැබැයි condition එකක් නැත. So you don't need to add a condition for Moratua because Moratua needs access to all the data. Okay. Right. So therefore Moratua branch Moratua දාලා තියෙනවා කියලා නේද? ඇයි Moratua branch එක දැන් Moratua ඔක්කොම data වල. The main branch of the bank is located in Moratua and has access to complete database. I don't know why examiner has restricted for Moratua also. That is strange. Branch equal Moratua කියලා filter කරලා තියෙනවා. And that is a strange answer for me. Okay, why the examiner has filtered it for Moratua? Because they say Moratua is head office. The main branch of the bank is located in Moratua and had access to the complete database. Complete database එකට access ඕන නම් Moratua ටයි මෙයා filter කරන්නේ. Anyway, that is strange answer, okay? And so that one is, I don't agree, I don't know what is the reason for examiner not to take that sigma for Moratua. So ideally you should not have that sigma for Moratua because Moratua you need all the record. Anyway, so let's move to the next question. Right, hashing techniques. So remember, when we create indexes, you can use different type of, one option is hash index. Another one is B+3 index, okay, and so on. So what is the idea behind hashing? Bigger range is mapped to a smaller range. Bigger range is mapped to a smaller range. But when you do that, there can be collisions. So we discussed 3 approaches to solve collisions. Separate chaining, create a linked list for each and every duplicate elements. Then you can look at the nearby values and put it there. or double hashing. If first hash algorithm result in a collision, you use your alternative algorithm. It is also result in collision only you use other approach like separate chain. Okay. Right. Open addressing program scans the subsequent locations in order to find the available record. Chaining, you create a linked list starting from each and every location depending on the requirement. Multiple hashing means when the first hashing results in a duplicate element, you generate another hash and use it. Okay. Suppose that you have student file that contains 600,000 records of a student's data of university. The file is ordered by key field student ID. Record of this file are in fixed size 100 bytes and are unspanned. The block size මේ වගේ ඒවා දැන් අපි සෑහෙන කළා තියෙන මම මේක කරන්න යන්නේ නැහැ. ඔයාලට උත්තරේ කියවම තේරෙන්න ඕන. හරි? ඔයාලට දැන් කළා තියෙනවා නම් සමහර කළාත් ඇති. නැත්නම් ඔයාලට කරපු නැති කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා නම් මේක මාකින් answer sheet එකේ උත්තරේ ඔයාලට තේරෙන්න ඕන. හරි? Because this is a typical question. Typical question. Okay? මේ question දැන් කළා තියෙන්නේ ඕන කරලා. හරි ඊළඟට index එක දාලා කොච්චර වෙලා යනවද කියලා අහනවා. ඒ question එකත් අපි කරා. Right? So I'm not going to do those. So then you do the binary search plus additional thing. Because this is you are using a separate index. Okay, separate index. Right, ඒක කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕන. State and briefly describe the 4 levels of isolation that we have discussed. So this is 2 transactions are given. Right. Tier 1, T2. This is a select, this is a select. In between there's update. That is non-repeatable reads. Or summary issue. Okay, summary query issue or non-repeatable read. Because in between there's another update and it is the same query you are running, same select query, but values will be different. And this is the SQL. What are the output of the 2 reads in the transaction T1? So initially, you will get one value, the one particular balance, 750. Initially for this one, you will get balance as 750 because for this account ID, it says 750 is the balance. Now you do update, you subtract by 1000. Now balance is 6,500. This is 7,500. Sorry, 750,000. 750,000. And new value is you subtract 1,000, 749,000. Okay. Second times when we read, you get 749,000. So given below is the SQL query for T1. So you are in the serializable level. That is no issue, should be there. Begin the transaction, commit the transaction, select balance from account where account ID is A1D blah blah. A1D is this one, 88887. And then you commit. What are the output of the 2 reads in transaction T1? Explain your answer. Make a දුවන්නේ මොනවා යටද? Serializable. No issue can happen. No issue can happen. So therefore, this value will not be reflected to T1. So undesirable effect එකක් පේන්න බෑ මෙයාට. So therefore, you can simply ignore this until these 2 are done and committed or rollback. This won't be executed. Okay. So therefore, both time you have the same balance. Okay. Both three statements will return 75,000 because that is how it should work. That is how it should work, right? Because it's serializable, it must be equivalent to one of the serial schedule. Make with the equivalent confirm So therefore, in both cases, you have 750,000. Nothing changed. Okay. Right, next one. අපි මේ වගේ transaction question දැන් හොඳටම කරලා තියෙන්නේ. මේ හරි. You can draw the precedence graph අදත් දෙකක් දුක කරා and see whether cycles are there. Okay, that you should be able to do. This one obviously no cycles, so therefore this is valid transaction, serializable transaction. Right, මේකත් දැන් ඔයාලට අඳින්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕන. ඇඳලිවල බලන්න cycles තියෙනවාද කියලා. අපි මේවා කරා. මේ වගේ ගොඩාක් කරා. මම හිතන්නේ මේක class එකෙත් කරන්න නැති. හරි. class එකෙත් මේක මම හිතන්නේ කරා. Right, that's it. Okay, that's it. Right, so therefore now we are done with this. Okay, now we are done with this. Let's finish this. Then the data management questions are over. We'll take a small break and finish this. Okay. Because we have only few questions, right? අපි අද මේටිකල් නවත්තනවා. So tomorrow morning we'll finish these, right? It will take just another 2 or 3 hours, and then we are done. Okay. But අද අපි මේක ඉතුරු ටික කරමු. Right? So now it's 2:22. Let's say 2:20. We'll start at 2:35 and like 2:20 because we have small session. Right? We will start at 2:20. It will take another half an hour. Okay. Okay, so let's continue the 2021 paper and finish it. Okay, 2021 question number 17 onwards. Okay. Right, so we did up to 16. So let's move on to 17 onwards. This is of the MCQ paper, last MCQ paper. Okay. Consider that the two transactions T1 and T2 are executed in interleaved fashion, that is mixed together, interleaved. Right, interleaved fashion as shown in the following table. Which of the problems would result in the given transaction processing? Right, what are the possible issues? Lost update, dirty reads, inconsistent summary, unrepeatable read. Right. So let's see what are the possibilities. Possibilities, right? It doesn't mean that always happen. Okay. Right. First, lost update. Lost update means write. The first transaction writes something. The second transaction also write the same data with different value. Okay. Let's forget about the answers. Let's look at read dex. You do some changes. Here also you have read the same value. Now both are doing changes. Now this is updated. Now this guy also updated. Now this update is uh, overwritten by this update. Okay. This update is overwritten by this update. So that means yes, lost update is there. Right? Lost update is there. Okay. Because this update is lost by this one. This update is overwritten by this one. Right. So lost update is there, or so far lost update. Right. So then sum is initialize. You again read X. So why do you want to read X again? Because you have already read X. By anyway, by for some reason it's again read X. Then adding to sum, you add X, your X. Then this guy add read Y. This is nothing, no issue because the first time you read Y, and now this guy read Y, and this guy is using that Y. That is fine. This guy is not updating Y. This guy is using that Y. This is not the issue because both read. Okay, and Y is not changed. So I think this is not issue. Right? This is not issue. But everywhere there are two answers. So lost update is there. That means one is there. So this can't be one with 2, 3, and 4. Dirty read. Dirty read आप पे ना that. Update कर value का read करना. So this is also update value read, right? It looks like dirty read. Other one is incorrect because වෙන්න පුළුවන් මේ 2 hari 3 hari නේද? 2 hari 3 hari 4 hari. 2, 3, 4 itu nih එකක්. Dirty read means updated value is red. This is updated value, right? Updated value is red. It looks like dirty read is there. නිකමට බලමු incorrect summary එකක්. That means when you read two times, you get two different answers. You read the same value two times. එහෙම හිතන්න පුළුවන්, right? So here you read two times, and here you get one X value. Here because this is already written, you get another X value. එහෙම බැලුවොත් මේකත් හරි. Right? You read same value twice and you are getting different values because this guy has written. එහෙම බැලුවොත් මේකත් හරි. Unrepeatable read. Unrepeatable read කියන්නේ incorrect summary තමයි නේද? So it's same, right? Unrepeatable read means again pretty much the same. එහෙම බැලුවොත් ඔක්කොම හරිනේ. name. Definitely lost update is there. හැබැයි මේ තුනම තියෙනවා මට. මෙහෙම තුනට ගහන්න පුළුවන්. A B C තුනට. But that doesn't make sense, right? Anyway, I'm not very sure. Let's see the answer. Examiner's answer 17. Yeah, 2021 17. C. C කියන්නේ incorrect summary. Incorrect summary තියෙන. ඔය incorrect summary එක. Incorrect summary කියන්නේ summary එක. ඒ කියන්නේ unrepeatable read තමයිනේ. Yeah, maybe you are doing a summation, right? මේ sum දෙක වෙනස් වෙන්නේ නෑනේ. I'm not very sure. Actually, it's very confusing for me. Of course, I have no confusion about the lost update, but I see multiple possibilities. Multiple possibilities. ChatGPT එක අහලා බලමුද? මෙච්චර දිගයක් යලා ගන්න පුළුවන් නේද? දාලා බලමු ChatGPT එක. I wonder whether ChatGPT read these big things. Hopefully, yes. Correct answer 1 and 3 only. D. X. හරි D කියලා තමයි කියන්නේ. 1 and 3 only. That means but that is not the examiner's answer, right? D is not 1 and 3 only, right? D is not 1. ඒ කියන්නේ මෙයාට I think ChatGPT has really misread it because D is not 1 and 3 only. D is 2 and 3 only. So D is. So then what is 1 and 3 only? නෑ ගියා. ඒක ළඟ update කරන්න දෙන්නේ නැහැ දෙක. Right, anyway, 1 and 3 only කියලා තමයි ආවේ නම්. Which one is 1 and 3 only? 1 and 3 only is B. මටත් ඔක නිකන් dirty read නෑ. Incorrect summary. Yes, ChatGPT says 1 and 3 only. That is lost update and dirty reads. Sorry, lost update and incorrect summary. I don't know. Anyway, it's fussy for me. Okay. Anyway, the ChatGPT is also giving different answers. I also have no idea. Okay, because multiple problems I can see. Definitely lost update is there, but this is so this is already red value. You are writing. But again, you are reading. Yes, you are again reading. So 2 times when you read the same value, in between someone has written. That is non-repeatable read for me. But that is not taken. Anyway, that is unrepeatable read, right? Yes. So then it is C, but 1 and 4. But examiners are right. That is the answer, right? C is the answer. C තමයි තියුනේ. Maybe that is the reason. Maybe examiner has taken this one. So in between these two read, there's a right. But some when issue pay then. Right. Read right color, so I can see multiple issues. That is the reason. Okay, not just two. I can see about three possibilities. Anyway, let's keep that open there. It's fuzzy answer. Okay. 18. Which of the following statements is a true on transaction schedules? In a recoverable schedule, that means you can recover. That is unrecoverable means the other transaction has already committed. Recoverable means maybe you have an issue, but you can recover it. In recoverable schedule, rolling back should not be needed once transaction is committed. No, recovery means by rollback you recover. Right? You recover by rollback. You found the issue, so then how to fix that issue? Of course, there's not fixing, rather you roll back. Therefore, this is not correct, right? This is not correct for me. Rolling back should not be needed. Okay. Because it says should not be. B. In a strict schedule, item can only, actually this is it all syllabus question? I think this looks a little bit all syllabus question. No, right? Second, yes, semester 4. So this is, I think, also that is why, because that semester 4. Is it, but it was not in semester. I think this is typing mistake. No, it should be semester 3. Okay. No, it's not a all syllabus question, but this is little bit out of your syllabus. Right. This is little bit out of your syllabus anyway. This particular question, okay. Because these are not mentioned in your note, but these were mentioned in the old syllabus note. That when the subject was in semester 6. Okay. Anyway, let's read it. In a strict schedule, item can only be read but cannot be written until the commit operation of the last transaction which performed the right of that item occurs. In strict schedule, items can only be read but cannot be written. It's other way. Items can only be read but cannot be written until the commit operation of the last transaction. No, this has nothing to do with the strict schedule. There was something called strict schedule. In strict schedule, there's actually there are two things: strict and strong strict. Okay. Uh, I can't remember exact explanation because this is not in your new syllabus. Uh, let's ask ChatGPT. It's all about when to stop writing. Okay. Explain strict schedule. I don't think that this kind of question will repeat because this is all syllabus in transactions. So idea is to avoid cascade rollback. Strict schedule ensure that the transaction doesn't read or write data that is modified by another transaction unless the modifying transaction has committed. So just make a note of that. Maybe they can ask it again. In case asked, very rare. Strict schedule ensure that transaction does not read or write data that is modified by another transaction unless that modifying transaction has committed. So if there's another transaction has read or written something, say transaction 1 has already read that data or write that data, but it is not committed yet. So now you wait until that transaction commit to you to read or write. So that is one aspect of strict schedule. Okay. So then you don't need to cascade rollback because you only read committed values. Okay. This avoids the situation where one transaction depends on uncommitted changes made by the other, which might be rolled back later. Okay. But that will delay the processing. It's overhead because you are waiting, right? So that will create unnecessary waits, but it's more safer, right? Safer. So now can we see whether there's a connection between that? Strict scheduled can only read but cannot be written. No, both read and write must be done from committed. So here it says only read. No, strict schedule means you don't read or write uncommitted data. So I'll say B is wrong. B is wrong. C. Cascade rollback occurs when an uncommitted transaction is rolled back as it had performed read on a failed transaction. Yes. So since you have read dirty read and that transaction has now rolled back, now you also need to roll back. So that is called cascade rollback. So because you X has written some value, Y read that value, and while you are proceeding, you found that this transaction has rolled back. Now you can't proceed with your transaction. Your transaction must also be rolled back. So that is called cascade rollback. So that is correct. D. If conflicts in two schedules are similar, regardless of the order, those two schedules are conflict equivalent. If conflicts in two schedules are similar, regardless of the order, those two schedules are conflict equivalent. What is that? So that statement I can't understand. If conflicts in two schedules are similar, what is mean by similar? That is my problem. Regardless of the order, those two schedules are conflict equivalent. I'm not very sure what the examiner is telling. Okay, let's keep that open. If the final state of the database produced by the two given schedules are the same, those two schedules are result equivalent. Yes, right? Because result equivalent means though we change those two schedules are having different sequences, the result is the same. So that is called result equivalent. Actually, that is what we check using the dependency graph, whether there are cycles. So that is correct. That is correct. So anyway, a lot of answers are very fussy for me, but I will go for C and E only. Other things I'm not very sure. Okay. What are the answers? 80. Examiner has taken, yes, examiner has taken C and E, but examiner has taken A also. What is A? Oh. In a recoverable schedule, rolling back should not be needed once transaction T is committed. Rolling back should not be needed. So recoverable schedule means you recover by a name on that. Right. My answer is C and E anyway. Okay. My answer is C and E. Let's ask this also from ChatGPT. Right. I'll double check with ChatGPT because my answer is C and E. In my answer, one is not there. A is not there. My answer is C and E. Okay, let's double check. Maybe examiner is correct. Which statements are true? When we frequently attach, it gives errors. There is issue. Let's refresh. It looks like okay. Let's shall we ask from Gemini? Gemini එච්චර තාම sure නෑ भैया. Chat GPT is 100% නෑ. Gemini full පිස්සු කරනයි ඩෝ. ඔයා කියන ABC හතරක් හරිලු. ABC හතරක් හරිලු. කියන්නේ B හරිලු. හැබැයි chat Gemini නම් කියනවා A හරි කියලා. හරි. ඊට අමතරව B හරි. අපි ආයි chat GPT එක try කරලා because Gemini is not very reliable. මෙයාට attach කරන්න බෑ ඒක. හරි. Right. So this little bit debatable answer, okay? Debatable about the 19. Which of the following tuples can theoretically exist in depth course table created using the SQL table definition given below? Right? Which of the following tuples? Course ID, course name, credit. Department ID, department name. Right, create table depth course. What is depth course? Maybe another table. Course ID Vacha 4. Vacha 4. All right, course ID. Yes, Vacha 4 is fine. Dip ID Vacha 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 years. So far, so good. But they have taken Vacha, that is fine because letters are there. Primary key, course ID, dep ID. Yes, so this is a connecting table. Composite primary key, that is also fine. Constraint FK course, foreign key, course ID, references, course table, CID, yes. So then the other foreign key, because this is a connecting table. Foreign key, dep ID, references, course tables, DID. Course tables, DID. Course table එක තියෙන DID එක. එහෙම ගන්න නැහැ නේ CID ගන්නදී. Department table එකේ තමයි DID එකක් තියෙන්නේ. මේකත් වරද්දලා වගේ ලියලා තියෙන්නේ නේද? Because this course ID and dep ID. This is course ID, that is fine. So this is FK department, මේක එහෙනම් dep ID වෙන්න ඕන. dep ID නේ foreign key dep ID references හැබැයි course table එකේ DID එකක් නැත. DID එකක් තියෙන department එකේ. මට නම් වෙන්නේ මෙතන මොකක් හරි උඩ පටයක් කරලා තියෙනවා ලියද්දි SQL. හරි. SQL එකේ මෙතන create statement එක වරද්දලා කියලා මට හිතෙනවා. Because this foreign key must refer to not to course table because course table you have already referred. මේක සමහරට එකම table එකේ තියෙනවද දන්නේ නැහැ foreign key දෙකම නේ. එහෙමත් නැහැ නේ. එහෙමත් නැහැ. I don't know. I have no idea about what is this SQL statement because it referred to the same table. Same table. Your course ID is also referring to the course table CID. Your dep ID is also referring to a course table DID, but there is no DID. DID is in the department. I don't know. Make an vikar question. Anyway, what the examiner's answer? 19. Examiner says A and E. A and E. කොහෙන්ද මේ dep ID එක අරගත්තේ කොට? මෙයා බලලා තියෙන වැලිඩ් ඒවාද කියලා හැබැයි because C001 and D001 are valid. හැබැයි SQL statement එක වැරදි. D001 valid department table එකේ. නමුත් මේක ලියලා තියෙන department table එක නෙමෙයි. එතකොට මේක dep id null වෙන්න බෑ නේද? dep id null වෙන්න පුළුවන්. I don't think dep id can be null. හැබැයි null වෙන්නේ මෙතන නේද? මෙතන dep id C010 නෑ course id එක. course id එක නෑ මේ කොහොමද ඉන්න වැඩි. හැබැයි SQL statement එකේ වැරද්දක් තියෙනවා කොහොමද තා? null වෙන්න පුළුවන්ද course id එක? බෑ because this is a primary key. Okay. So remember this table, this is the primary key. So this is the primary key. So therefore it can't be null. Any of the value can't be null. Right? So this is a primary key can't have null values for any component. So that is why these are not correct. And this is not correct because there's no C1, C0, C10. In that case, this is correct. හැබැයි SQL statement එක නම් වරද්දලා ලියලා තියෙනවා. මේවට අන්න full marks දෙන්න ඕන. මොකද මේක වැරදි. course table එකේ නෙමෙයි තියෙන DI. හරිනම් මේකට exam එක full marks දෙන්න ඕන හැමෝටම. I don't know. But if you fix that issue, මේක department කියලා ගත්තොත් එහෙම ගත්තොත් ඔව් ඒ සහ ඒ තමයි උත්තර. Okay. At 20. Which of the following is are resulting fragments when the following fragmentations are applied to the student table? This is horizontal fragmentation. This is a vertical fragmentation. GPA greater than 2. Horizontal fragmentation. This is only some fields are taken. Vertical fragmentation. Student table is there. Student table is there. Then these are the answers. මේ answers තියෙන්නේ දැන්. ඔව් නේ answers තියෙන්නේ මේ. right වෙන්න පුළුවන් මොනවද කියලා අහන්න. A SID name course GPA මේක fragment එකක් වෙන්න ඕනේ නේද? Is it greater than 2? Greater than 2 ඇද මෙතන ඉන්නේ? 2.4, 3.1, 3.5 තුන් දෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා. But 1.9 is not there. That is fine. Right? 1.9 is not there. So that is the answer. That is the answer. Yes, that is one of this fragment. A is fragment. Correct. B 1.9 only. 1.9 only. SID name course GPA. But this fragment is greater than 2. There's no fragment here telling less than 2 or something, right? Make a වෙන්න පුළුවන් මේක අනිත් පැත්ත වෙන්න පුළුවන්, but that is not mentioned as a fragment. That is nothing to do with A or B. Right? So therefore, yes, this is a other fragment, but we are looking for these fragments, right? Anything related to this. So therefore, I will not take B. C. SID and GPA only is there. Yes, SID and GPA only from student table. That means all the records, but SID and GPA 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2.4, 3.1, 3.5, 1.9. Correct, right? Right. So that is possible. That is the answer. D. SID GPA name. එහෙම එකක් තියුණාද? SID GPA name තියුනේ නැහැනේ. It's only SID GPA. No name here, right? Yes, no such thing. E. SID name post GPA. SID name post GPA. SID name post GPA කියන්නේ 5 වෙන්න බෑ සිග්මා කරපු එක වෙන්න. But this has only 2 records, right? So it can't be. So then I'll go for C. So A and C. A and C. මේ කියන fragment දෙකට අයිති වෙනවා තියෙන A and C. Okay. 20 A and C. Yes, A and C. Okay. So the examiner is looking for possible answer for this, possible answer for that. මේක ඉතුරු වෙලා එහෙම කියලා කරන්න එපා ඔයගොල්ලෝ. At 21 and 22 refer to the employee table given below. Okay. MID name, salary, location, designation, phone number. The company has 3 branches, Kurunegala, Gold, Jaffna, and headquarters located in Colombo. That means all 4 sites. All 4 sites have their own database servers. Salary of each employee is calculated at each branch, and headquarters should have easy access to details of the managers of each branch. At headquarters it looks like headquarters need only the access to the managers. Okay. Salary of each employee is calculated at each branch. Which of the following fragmentation relations these are suitable for the above scenario? A. Phi මෙහෙම phi කරන්න බෑ. Phi කරන්න බෑනේ මේක sigma එකක් එන්න ඕනේ එන. So this is definitely wrong. B. From employee you take only managers. That is what the headquarters is interested, right? Should have easy access details for managers. Or manager ඔක්කොම details ටිකට access වෙනවා මෙයාගේ. Possibly this is headquarters. Okay. C. Sigma location is Kurunegala employees. Kurunegala employees ලා ඔක්කොම විසිට ඕනේ දෙයක්. Each branch. Salary of each employee is calculated at each branch. That is fine. branch වල මොනවද තියෙන්න ඕන කියලා නම් කියලා නැහැ. අපි හිතමු ඉතින් කියලා නැති යනද ඔක්කොම විස්තර ඕන කියලා. ඔක්කොම විස්තර ඕන නම් this is correct. Okay. This is designation and salary විතරක් ඕනලු. එහෙම එකක් තියුණාද? Designation and salary විතරක් ඕන කියලා කොහෙවත් තියුනේ නැහැ. So we will not take that. E. Employee ID and manager. එහෙම manager කියලා fields නැහැනේ. So manager is a value. So that is not. So then answer should be B and C because this is crazy. Right? එහෙම field and then it should be a sigma part. Right? So then it should be obviously B and C, right? 21. Yes, B and C. 22. Which of the following fragmentation relations these are used to obtain fragment A and B used in the employee table? Is it related to the previous one? Yes, 21 and 22 both related to that. Which of the following fragmentation relation these are used to obtain fragment A and fragment B using employee table? This is fragment A, this is fragment B. Fragment A is you need employee ID and name from employee. ඔක්කොම records තියෙනවද? 1 to 5. Yes, 1 to 5 නේද? හරි නේද? 1 to 5 ඔක්කොමලා ඉන්නවා. And you are taking only 2 fields. That looks okay for so far. B. Sigma මෙහෙම sigma කරන්න බෑ. Condition එක නෙවෙයි මේක 5 කරනවා වගේ sigma එකක් ලියන. So that can't be. 5 you can't do like this. This should be then sigma. So this is wrong syntax also. D. Sigma designation is equal manager from employee. එතකොට බලන්න එනවාද කියලා? මෙතන ඉන්නේ managers ලා විතරද? All the fields are there. Yes, there are only 2 managers. That is E002 and EC004. Yes. So that means this is correct. Okay. Designation manager, no, designation equal manager. වරහන් ඇතුළේ ලියන්නේ නැහැ. So then answer should be A and D. A and D. 22. 22. Yes, A and D. බලන්න syntax බලලා තියෙනවා. 23. A university has distributed database with 3 nodes in following data. Node 1, node 2, node 3. If the dean of the university wants to retrieve F name, S name, special name from node 3, node 3 එකට ඔය විස්තර තුන ඕන. What is the amount of data transferred among the node when the optimal method is used to get the result? Right? Optimal method. Okay? Optimal method එක ගන්න. දැන් මොකද කරන්න යන්න? What are the final data you need? F name, S name and special name. F name එක කොහෙද තියෙන්නේ? Here. Then S name is also there. F name, S name. Then special name is here. Right? And this one has lesser number of records. So therefore, definitely I will take node 2 to node 1 and then do the filter. Do we have sigma? Sigma එකක් නැහැ. Sigma එකක් නැති වුණත් මේකෙන් මෙහෙම ගේනවට I have two options now. Take both here and do calculation here, or take from here to here and then take here. හැබැයි එහෙම ගෙනිච්ච කියලා ලොකු වාසියකුත් නැහැ. මෙහෙට ගෙනිහිලා ගේන එකේ. මොකද sigma එකක් නැහැ. There's no sigma. Sigma එකක් නැති හන්දම පොඩ්ඩක් මෙහෙට ගෙනිහිලා ආය අරන් එන්නේ නේ. So therefore I'll take this from here to here, from here to here. But I will take only minimum fields because I'm going to do the join here. I join here. Okay. So then F name is 20 bytes. S name is 20 bytes, that is 40, but I need to take the primary key. Otherwise I can't join. And 20, 20, 10, 4, 44. And 44 into 10,000. That is 44,000. No. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, then 44. Yeah, 440,000. From here, I will take, of course, I need to take both because I need the primary key also. 24, 24. මෙතන 5 කරන්න පුළුවන් දන්නේ නැහැ හැබැයි නේද 5 කරන්න බෑ කියලා අර සෙකන්ඩ් පේපර්ස් වල නෑ 5 මේවයි 5 කරලා තියුන්නේ නැහැ මේට ඔක්කොම ගෙනාවා බලමු උත්තර දෙකම අරන් බලමු this is a very optimum solution I am doing now then 24 into 1000 that is 24,000 0 0 0 and 24 එහෙම වුණොත් එනවා අපිට 0 0 0 4 6 464 කියලා එහෙම උත්තරයක් නැත්තම් මම මෙතන ඔක්කොම රෙකෝඩ් ටික ගේනවා. ඔක්කොම ෆීල්ඩ් ටික ගේනවා. හරි? 464 එකක් තියෙනවද? නැහැ. 464 එකක් නැහැ. එහෙනම් අපි මෙතන ඉන්නොත් ඔක්කොම රෙකෝඩ් ටික ගේනවා. Right? So that means 54 byte. 54 into this. Right? 54 into this. That is 0 0 0 0 54. To that we take all the records from here also. That is 24,000. Okay. මේ උත්තරේ නම් තියෙනවා දැන් 0 0 0 4 6 564 yes 564 is there දෙකන එක්සැමිනර් සාමාන්‍යයෙන් මේවයි ෆිල්ටර් කරන්නේ නැහැ මේ සයිට්ස් වල ෆිල්ටර් කරන්නේ නැහැ ෆීඩ්ස් එයා ඔක්කොම අරන් ඇවිල්ලා ෆිල්ටර් කරනවා නම් ෆිල්ටර් කරන්නේ ජොයින් එක කරන තැනම තමයි so in that case I will go for C let's see anyway let's say the answer is correct 23 yes C right so because no point sending this to here මොකද sigma එකක් වෙනවා නම් ගෙනිච්චර කමක් නැහැ sigma එකක් වෙන්නේ නැති වෙලාව ගෙනිහිලා වැඩක් නැහැ හරි එතකොට මෙයා මෙහෙට ගේන එක තමයි වාසි sigma එකක් කරා නම් අඩු ගන්න මෙතන record අඩු වෙලා අඩු record ගන්නක් එන්න තියෙනවානේ. දැන් එහෙම වෙන්නේ නැහැ. So therefore no point sending this to this. Better send this guy to this to this. Okay. Right. So answer is C. Right. 24. Which of the following precedence graph correctly represent the above schedule? අපෝ ඒක නම් මට දැන් කරගන්න පුළුවන්. මට දැන් precedence graph ඇඳලා මේ පාලා තියෙනවා. right ටගාල එකක්. හොඳයි. සිනම එක මෙහෙ යට ලියමු. This is read day. This transaction 1, transaction 2, transaction 3. Read day, read 2B, read 2A, write 2A, write 1A, write 3A, write 2B. මේවා data එක පෙන්නන්නේ නැහැ. Right. So now read. This is B. This is okay. Read. But write A is there. So there's a dependence. T1 to T2. Then another write A. T2 to T1. Cycle එකක් තියෙනවා. And then there's a write A here also. That means T2 to T3. And also T1 to T3, because this is write A, this is write A. Right? T2 to T3, T1 to T3. Then this is write B. B is the first. Now, this is no other transaction has worked with B. Therefore, this is the answer. Okay. Not A. T1, yes. B is the answer. B is the answer. Okay. 24, I'll go for B. C unicorn. ඕනේ මේක දෙකම යන එකම පැත්තනේ. So it must be other way, right? මම හදිසියට දැක්කේ නැහැ. හරි. So not B, not B. මේක දෙකම යන එක පැත්තට. මෙයා හරි. මෙයාගේ මේ පැත්තට මෙයාගේ මේ පැත්තට මේ දෙන්න එනවා. right. Answer is C. Okay. Answer is C. බලන්න කලබල වෙලා මම මේක ගත්තා. හරි. ලණුවක් දීලා තියලාදී. So this must be cycle. Right, 25, is it the last question? Yes. Which of the following relation is true regarding fragmentation of below distributed database system? This is student, GPA data, IS degree data, IS degree data, CS degree data. Right, so they ask you which one is this notation, relational expression. Right. So this should be your main table, student. Your degree, you can do sigma on this. GPA data, ඒක වෙන question එක. ඒ දෙකට සම්බන්ධ වෙන්න, right? ISA degree data. This IS තුන්දෙනෙක් ඉන්නවද? IS. Kamal, Mihiri. Right. So that is sigma on that. මෙහෙම එකක් තියෙනවද කියලා? From student, sigma, GPA is IS, degree is IS. You call it is degree data. Yes, it's degree data. That is correct. E is correct. But there can be multiple answers, but E is answer. I sigma තියෙනවා මෙන්න මෙතන. Is degree data තව එකක් තියෙනවා මෙතන. But that doesn't have the sigma, so therefore this is not answer. Place ටික බලමු. Then CS degree data. CS degree data is CS දෙන්න ඉන්නවනේ. CS දෙන්න. But this is 5. This is not sigma, so this is not correct. Okay. අද අපි GPA data දිහා බලමු. GPA data, name and GPA. That is all the students and their GPAs. Justify. And justify. It must be simple phi operation, not sigma operation. Yes, it's simplify operation of student table. Answer must be A and E. Say that is easy question. Okay, that is an easy question. Right. So now we have finished data management as well. Okay. Right. So we'll have another session tomorrow morning. It might be a small session also, 8 a.m. There we will finish the object-oriented analysis design paper 1, data structures and algorithm 2021 paper 1, and I think there's one more question remaining in the paper 2, and any other question that you want me to discuss. Okay, but send me the question numbers and those things if you want me to discuss any other question. Okay, so that will be our final session officially, unless you have anything for me to discuss. Okay, right, we stop at this point. Thank you.